Hey guys, good morning. Coach Shen T here. So coming at you with a car video, we're going to talk a little tiny quick bit about macro tracking. Macro tracking itself is tracking your intake in the form of protein, carbs, and fats. Those are your macros, and that makes up the daily calories that you're taking in. And for someone that's looking to gain weight, gain muscle, you want to make sure you're in that calorie surplus, eating more calories than you're burning. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you want to lose weight, you want to make sure you're consuming less calories than what you're burning. That being said, getting your macronutrients, tracking that, helping get enough protein, kind of stay in check with your carbs and your fats, making sure you're getting the right proportions, helps you reach your goals and sustain them. That being said, I do just have some macro tracking tips, especially if you are like up in my coaching program and you're tracking. You want to make sure you're as accurate as possible. And remember that tracking macros is simply a tool to bring awareness to your intake. And that itself, once you get into it and you practice it, give yourself 3 months of consistent tracking. And then you can decide at that point if you are reaching your goal, like if you want to adjust to maybe taking some time off from tracking. You don't need to be attached to your phone tracking every bite you eat once you establish those habits. That being said, just a few quick tips, some mistakes that some of my clients we've recognized they've been making. So when you are tracking, you want to make sure that you're accurate with your portion sizes. That might mean, you guys, pulling out a food scale for the first time you try peanut butter in the form of tracking it, just to see if your tablespoon or 12 grams in weight or whatever is as accurate as you think it is. Weighing and measuring your food is just a quick tool to help you bring that awareness to the portion sizes that you have been having and learning how to adjust those. And then also you want to make sure that you are logging your food as accurate as you can when it comes to like meats. The reason I say that is because there is a huge difference between 80% lean ground beef or chicken versus like 93 or 97% lean ground. So someone might be just like logging a generic like ground meat or steak cut when they might be logging 97% lean ground, and they're actually eating 85% lean ground meat. And that fat content in the less lean portions of meat, totally fine if it's fitting into your macros, but those are some major ways that can super sneak in. The other thing is when you're dining out, just keep in mind that typically when we do go out to eat, we tend to completely underestimate what our food is made up of. When you go out to eat at a restaurant, they sneak in crazy amounts of fat in their cooking, sodium in their cooking, and portion sizes are super out of whack. So you want to make sure when you're on this journey, you are limiting the amount of times you eat out to maybe once or twice a week versus eating out like once every day or twice every day for different meals. Controlling what you can, controlling the controllables at home can really help you stay dialed in with that. The other thing is, again, cooking oils. When you're cooking at home and you're like using whatever butter or oil in your cooking, you want to make sure you're tracking that because, again, fat is very calorie dense. It's healthy for you, but of course, everything in moderation. And if you're not accounting for those calories from things like olive oil and butter and whatever else you're adding into your cooking, that can be a crazy amount of calories that you're adding into your week that you don't even know that you're having. And lastly, you guys, make sure you're tracking your drinks. Liquid calories count huge. What are you adding in your coffee? What are you drinking in the evening? Are you having a glass of juice or a beer or a wine in the evening? Make sure you're tracking and accounting for that portion of what you're having. Because again, if you are having that daily or if you're having that coffee every morning and you're putting a lot of cream and sugar in it and you're not tracking that, those calories can add up too. And last but not least is your things like vitamins and supplements. If you're taking like a gummy vitamin or you're taking some sort of fiber supplement or a greens powder, totally great. Just make sure you're tracking that. And that is only temporary to see where your true calories are, how you can adjust that a little bit to reduce your calories if you're looking to lose weight, but also focusing on hitting that fiber, hitting that protein, and that will just naturally let everything else fall into place with warding off that hunger. That's it, you guys. I hope you guys got something from these macro tracking tips. I love to hear from you, so feel free to comment with any other suggestions or ideas that you have when it comes to tracking macros. Have a good day.